And then Malcolm X. Well, what's problematic with Malcolm X? Well, Malcolm X was a prominent member of the Nation of Islam. He thought that Christianity was a white man's religion and that Islam was basically a better fit for him. And the reason he was called Malcolm X is because his real name was Malcolm Little, but Little was a slave name. It was a name that was given to his ancestors by the owner, by the slave owner, whose name was Little. So they all got the same name as the slave owner when they arrived with African names. So that's why the Malcolm X and many others used that methodology. They used X as their name because they wouldn't use the slave name that was given to them, which in this case was Little. So he after a very difficult life, some time in prison, became a superstar. He was like the Black John Lennon with no guitar. Everybody was listening to Malcolm X. As I say, there's a film, I think it's Denzel Washington who plays the part of Malcolm X. And he was advocating segregation, actually. He wasn't like Martin Luther King advocating integration. He was talking about segregation. They say there is no way Thomas Hagen could get in there because he was known to be an enemy of Malcolm X. Not that they had a really close personal relationship, but just that Malcolm X was a visible enemy of their leader. And so there is no way Thomas Hagen was getting in there. He was literally on the list of people who are not getting in. Not only was Thomas Hagen able to get into the building through the front door, is the way the story's told. He went through the front door where you've got big guys checking everybody. You're not coming in, you're not coming in, and neither are you. And if you are coming in, we're going to know exactly what you've got in your pockets. Thomas Hagen, who's literally on the list of people who can't come in, manages to walk through the front door with a shotgun and then sits in the front row. So he's got front row seats. If you're Malcolm X and you look down and you see one of your known enemies sitting in the front row, you might suspect there's a problem. And then when he stands up and pulls out a shotgun, well, tragically, you know there's a problem. And the saddest part, I think, is that possibly the saddest part was that his wife and kids, Malcolm X's wife and kids, were sitting there and they saw what happened and he was publicly executed. And he died on the stage. Now, obviously, and then Thomas Hagen disappeared into the criminal justice system, if that's what it is. And there's a couple of other guys with him there as well that were also carrying guns and also shot Malcolm X. And there's no real explanation of how they were able to get in. So that's a problematic story in itself as well. And now we're into April. I mean, I don't know what month it was, actually, to be fair. Of 1965. Well, it's approximately, 18 months. I think it was early 1965. So approximately 18 months after John F. Kennedy was killed.